What's up, Sphere? Sonic023 here, and today we'll be reviewing the Sonic Movie 3 5-inch Tails. Oh my goodness, I have waited so long for this guy to arrive to my house, and yes, I did buy him with my own money from Chinese New Year. But before we actually do open the box, let's look at the box. So first, let's look at the back. Because at the back there's a synopsis, so let's look at that synopsis. It says here, Tails is Sonic's best bud, using his brains, tons of gadgets, and of course his two tails. He will do everything he can for his friends. Aw, that's very sweet, Tails. Also says 20 points of articulation. And down here it also shows Sonic, Shadow, and Robotnik. It also says over here, collect them all. I want to get Shadow, but Shadow is not available in Indonesia. And it's the usual Sonic Movie 3 figure packaging. You know, like with the red and blue and black color scheme with the Sonic Adventure 2 style logo over here. Peak. Now, and, well, I mean, there's not much to talk about the packaging, since we've already seen the last one. So yeah. But let's open this thing up. Alright, Spears, be careful when you're unboxing your Tails figure because, well, he has ties. His hands are tied down. Alright, Spears, I finally got Tails out of the box. And oh man, he looks beautiful! Oh my goodness, and first impressions of him, the sculpting detail, the paint on him, and like everything about this guy is just so peak. It's so beautiful. But before we get into the articulation, let's look at Tails' detail. Alright guys, let's check out Tails' head first. So first, as you can see, the eyes, Tails' eyes, it looks great. It just looks so good. I love the blue that they used, and if you've noticed, there's actually a bit of some shine in Tails' eyes. No, not from the camera, like there's some shine that he has. And not only that, Tails' smile, it looks very good. Now spinning Tails to the side, like this. You can see the amount of detail, the amount of sculpting detail there is in Tails. And it just looks so peak, it's beautiful. This is so cool. But it's the same amount of sculpting detail as on Sonic. Turning him over here. The amount of sculpting detail on this guy is amazing. You can see the fur over here. And it feels really nice. I like the texture. Looking at Tails' muzzle, which is these things, there is some sculpting detail on them, which is crazy. And it looks really good. But there's not much paint detail, which is okay. I mean, you can customize Tails to have paint detail. Also, looking up here at the top of Tails' head, he has these three little head thingies, not sure what they're called. It also has some sculpting detail, but not too noticeable. But crazy thing is, the camera doesn't do justice. But bro, there's sculpting detail inside of Tails' ear. How crazy is that? It looks so good. And behind Tails' ears, yeah, it looks great. I love this thing. This is so cool. Moving on to the torso. Tails' torso, it looks great. I love the white that they used. I can tell that they must have used paint for him, for his torso. And it looks so good. I love the amount of sculpting detail they have on this guy. It looks very good. But it's gonna be the same kind of sculpting detail everywhere. Even on Tails' tails. But Tails' tails looks great. Looking at the hands, I like the cuffs that they put on Tails. It looks really good. I mean, you have to put the cuffs on. But yo, it looks so good. I love it. The sculpting detail on the cuffs are very good. Tails' shoes. His shoes, they look great. I like the red, white, and gray they use on him. But Tails' soles are not supposed to be gray. They're supposed to be black. But, I don't mind. It's not that big of a deal. Looking down here, you can see some peg holes. Yeah, you can peg Tails into something. Not sure what. And you can kind of see Tails' crotch. Okay, yo, that's too far. He's a minor. But yeah, the sculpting detail on this guy just looks so good. And the paint on him is super good too. But let's move on to the articulation. Now, first points of articulation, the head. So first, he can spin his head 360 like that. And he can look up about this much. And he can look down about this much. He can look higher than Sonic, which is a good thing, so that way he can make some good flying poses. And he can tilt his head. Actually, no, he cannot tilt his head. No, not at all. But yeah, he can't tilt his head for some reason. Now let's move on to the arms. So Tails, he can put his arm up this much. Ooh, very good. And he can put it down this much. He also has some butterfly joints, and he can go like that. He can go back that far, forward that far. It's not as much as Sonic's butterfly joints, but it's still awesome. Tails' arms can also do a 360 like that. Not only that, Tails can bend his elbow over 90 degrees like that, and his hands, he can put it back this much. Also, he can spin his hand. He can twist his elbow that much, 360, and his hand forward this much. And his hand can spin 360 degrees, of course. And he can open his hands this much. Next, Tails' legs. So, there is some differences with Tails' legs and Sonic's legs. He cannot kick his legs out to the side, which is a shame. But he can kick his legs out that much. Nice. And he can kick his legs back about that much. Awesome. And if you want him to kick out, you can just do that. Not only that, he also has knee articulation, but it's on a single joint, so yeah, on the hinge. And in addition, Tails can put his feet back that much, and he can put his feet up that much. So good. Not only that, Tails can tilt his feet like, oh my goodness, oh my, yo, that's crazy. But he can tilt his feet side to side this much. Yo, that's crazy. The articulation on the feet looks, it's really good. Awesome. Alright, so now let's look at the articulation for the tails. Now, as you can see, this guy can spin his tails 360. Oh my god, that's so good. And he can put it up this much down this much, like that. Not only that, the tails are also separately articulated like that. Amazing. So you can do something like this. Oh, and you can make something like this. I'm not sure what this is. It kind of looks like a magnet. Let's check out the things that tails can hold, and after that, posability. Alright, so the first thing tails will hold is a ring. Yes, tails can hold a ring with ease. Yeah, pretty cool. Next item is this Lego piece that's supposed to be a French fry. And yes, this is that's supposed to be like a bag of French fries, but they seem very big. Next item that Tails is going to hold is this gun. Wait, a gun? And the next item would be this phone that I made out of Scotch tape. Yes, I made this phone out of Scotch tape. And for the final item, Tails will be holding this little gadget that was used from the second movie. Now, since we're done looking at Tails holding items, let's look at Tails posing, shall we? Coming up with the first pose is Tails doing a cool combat pose. This is kinda inspired by the packaging pose. Yeah, that's what I call it, packaging pose. Yeah, that's what it's mostly based off of. But it looks pretty cool. Next pose. Now this next pose is basically Tails flying in the air, not moving. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be like. Him just flying. Next pose. Now this next pose is basically Tails running. Either running away from something or running to something. Now this is what the pose looks like on the side, and it looks pretty good. Now for the final pose, this is Tails doing the foot tapping idle animation. Alright, so now we are moving on to size comparisons. Alright, so for the first comparison, we will compare Tails to my last review, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now as you can see, these two look great together. This looks so good. Now for the next figure, I'm going to be comparing Tails to Godzilla. To be specific, NECA Godzilla. NECA lost their license to Godzilla in 2019. I wish they could have kept their license, because that way they would make a Godzilla X Kong the New Empire or Godzilla vs. Kong figures. That would be very cool. Now, comparing Tails with one of my biggest figures, other than Godzilla, the Doom Slayer. Okay, yeah, wow, that's crazy. The size difference is crazy, but the Doom Slayer is 7 inches tall. Next figure, the bootleg Mecha Godzilla. The bootleg Mecha Godzilla is also 7 inches, but he's a bit taller than Doom Slayer, so yeah. Awesome. And look at Tails, he's being dwarfed, absolutely dwarfed. But I will say he looks good with these two. And for the final size comparisons, we're going to be comparing Movie 3 Tails to every other Tails figure I have. So, starting off with Movie 2 Tails and Movie 3 Tails. Now, there isn't much difference with Movie 2 and 3 Tails. Actually, there's very big differences. The big difference is Movie 2 Tails has black souls, while Movie 3 Tails has gray souls. Not only that, but the yellow they used on Movie 2 Tails seems to be a bit darker than Movie 3 Tails. And obviously, as you can see, Movie 3 Tails is more detailed than Movie 2 Tails. Not only that, Modern Tails and movie 3 Tails, it's obvious what's so different about these two. Not only that, 9 and movie 3 Tails, they look good together. Now, it makes sense that 9 is taller than movie 3 Tails, and yes, 9 is a bit taller than movie 3 Tails. Yeah, it only makes sense because 9's a bit more edgy. Now, that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so that way you never miss any awesome figure reviews. And yes, the next review will be the Sonic Movie 3 Ivor Robotnik figure. I don't have the Sonic Movie 3 Shadow figure yet. That's going to take a while, but But hopefully I'll see you in the next review. Later.